She didn't even bother lowering her voice when she delivered the words. "You'll have to leave. My daughter's family needs this house more than you do." I stood there frozen, still holding a glass I hadn't finished cleaning, water flowing over my hands as if I'd forgotten how to function. My name is Danielle Brooks, and I remember thinking in that moment, she truly has no clue. No clue about who had been maintaining this entire place. No clue about the real expenses involved. No clue about what would come after. "By when?" I asked, shutting off the faucet deliberately. "Tomorrow," she replied without hesitation. "They'll arrive first thing in the morning, tomorrow." I nodded once, composed enough that she believed she had already succeeded. She offered a small smile, clearly pleased. That's what lingered in my mind, not the eviction itself. But that absolute certainty. I wiped my hands dry, walked right past her without speaking another word, and headed to my room. I didn't debate. I didn't justify. Because explanations only matter when the other person is open to listening. Instead, I grabbed my phone and dialed one number, then another. By evening, cardboard boxes stood along every wall. By midnight, all my belongings were packed and secured. And by morning, when her daughter arrived with a smile at the entrance, I had already departed. I didn't stick around to watch their reactions as they stepped inside. I already knew exactly what they had anticipated. Comfort, room to breathe, a home prepared and inviting. Instead, they encountered emptiness. The final box was carried out just before dawn. I paused in the vacant living area for a brief moment, absorbing the scene. No furnishings, no kitchenware. No little touches that made the space feel inhabited. Only bare walls, precisely as I had first encountered it. I secured the door, placed the keys on the kitchen counter, and exited without a backward glance. My phone vibrated before I had even reached the end of the block. Her name appeared on the display. I ignored the call, then it vibrated once more. And again. By the time I got to my car, the texts had begun arriving. "Where are you? Why is the place completely bare? What happened?" I leaned against the vehicle, reading through each message carefully, not just bewilderment, pure alarm. Perfect. Another call came in. This time I picked up. "What have you done to the house?" She demanded sharply. I smiled. Even though she couldn't see my expression, "I moved out," I stated plainly. "You wanted everything." "No," I responded evenly. I took what I had covered. There was a brief silence on the other end, not extended but noticeable. "What are you talking about?" she inquired, her tone now more measured. I opened the car door, settling into the driver's seat while keeping my voice composed. "It means the sofa, the household devices, the connection services, the bills, the stocked supplies. Everything you see right now, I funded it all." The figure hit its mark. I could sense it. "That's not realistic," she shot back. "It is," I answered. "Review the records." Then another voice joined her daughter's, tense, irritated. "Mom, the refrigerator is bare," she noted. "There's nothing left." I stayed quiet. I allowed them to absorb the reality. "Where are the payments?" her daughter pressed. "Nothing has been settled for this month, because I halted them, because I was gone." "You can't simply abandon everything," my mother-in-law said, her dominance beginning to crack. I reclined in the seat, viewing the house in my rearview mirror one final time. "I didn't abandon it," I said softly. "I followed exactly what you instructed." Her breathing grew more intense, sharper. "You have to return and sort this out," she insisted, and that's when it struck me. She still believed she held power over me. I released a measured breath, composing myself before replying. "No," I said. "You ordered me to go. I went." Her tone grew even sharper right away. "Don't distort the facts. You didn't need to remove everything." "I didn't remove everything," I countered calmly. "Only what was rightfully mine." Another voice interrupted, her daughter, now more forceful. "The electricity is out in parts of the house. What exactly did you do?" I closed my eyes momentarily, envisioning the service accounts I had terminated the previous night. "I canceled the utilities listed under my name," I explained. "You what?" my mother-in-law exclaimed. "You wanted the property," I went on. "Now it's yours." The silence returned, but this time it carried a different weight. It was understanding dawning gradually, bit by bit. Payments, services, supplies. Maintenance, all the elements they had never noticed. "You can't expect us to manage all of this right away," she said, her manner shifting from command to urgency. I opened my eyes and focused forward. "That's precisely what you expected of me," I responded. Another hesitation. Then quieter, more strained, "You should have informed me," I nearly chuckled, because she had never inquired, not even once. And now the responsibility she had casually passed to me rested fully on her. "You should have informed me," she repeated, her voice softer. I tilted my head back against the headrest, gazing at the car's ceiling. "You weren't interested in knowing," I said. That struck deeper than any previous statement, because it was accurate. Every single month I handled what required handling, silently, reliably, and every single month she moved through that home as if it operated independently. Or worse, as if she were the one sustaining it. "I thought you were simply contributing," she claimed. "Contributing. That's a polite way to describe it," I replied. Her daughter's voice returned, even more pressing. "Mom, we can't remain here in this condition. No supplies, no internet," and I just looked. "The mortgage shows an outstanding amount." There it surfaced. The aspect they had overlooked entirely. I made up the shortfall every month, I revealed. "The amount you believed covered it. It fell short." Silence. Complete silence this time. My mother-in-law offered no rebuttal, no correction, because she was finally connecting the dots. All the unseen efforts that had stabilized her existence had never truly been hers. "You need to return," she said at last, but the commanding edge had vanished. Only desperation, only necessity. I didn't respond immediately. Not because I lacked words, but because I wanted her to experience the full weight. "You need to return," she repeated, gentler this time. I gazed through the windshield, observing passers-by as if my entire reality hadn't just transformed. "No," I said. That one word altered the dynamic completely. Her breath caught. "Danielle, be practical, practical." I almost smiled. I had been practical, I answered, every month, every expense. Every occasion I remained silent rather than questioning why I bore the full load by myself. She offered no counter, because she had none. Her daughter addressed me directly now. "We had no idea," she admitted. "I believe that," I replied, and I truly did. But ignorance doesn't cancel the consequences, it merely accounts for them. "We can resolve this," my mother-in-law interjected hastily. "We'll work something out as a family." As a family, that phrase sounded strange from her. I sat upright, my tone firm and measured. "You made your choice already," I said. Another pause, but you didn't fully grasp its meaning. I continued. Silence returned, because now they understood. And for the first time since the conversation began, they were no longer directing me. Her voice returned, noticeably weaker. "What do you expect us to do?" That question had once been mine. I allowed the quiet to linger, then responded without elevating my voice. "Begin by contacting the service providers. Set up accounts in your own names. Clear the dues. Fill the home with necessities. Handle the mortgage shortfall." Her daughter let out a trembling sigh. "We can't manage all that immediately." I didn't ease up. I did. My brother-in-law finally chimed in, his voice low and measured. "We can reimburse you for what you spent." "No," I said. "You can't compensate for years in a single day." Then my mother-in-law attempted one final approach. "At least return to assist us in getting organized." I visualized that kitchen, the surfaces I had maintained, the late nights spent managing figures no one ever questioned. "I'm not returning," I stated. A prolonged silence followed. "Then we'll manage on our own," she murmured. "Yes," I answered. It might have seemed severe, but it wasn't retribution, it was reality. I disconnected the call before she could request anything further. As I placed the phone aside, a straightforward realization hit me. They weren't seeking assistance any longer. They were seeking the stability I had created. The call concluded, and the stillness that followed felt deserved. Not vacant, not isolating, liberating. I turned the key in the ignition and drove off without glancing at my phone again. For the first time, I didn't require updates, justifications, or regrets. I already understood the path ahead. They would struggle, reach out to companies, sit inside that vacant home and comprehend the true effort required to sustain something, not merely finances, but focus, reliability, dedication. Elements no one had acknowledged while I handled them. My phone illuminated again at a traffic signal. Her name. I let it dim. Then a new message arrived, this time from her daughter. We had no idea. "I'm sorry." I studied the words briefly, then secured the screen. "Some regrets arrive too late to alter events. They hold value, but they don't reverse time." I turned into the driveway of my new residence. Modest in size, yet truly mine in a manner independent of anyone else's expectations. No demands, No hidden loads, just myself. I stepped out, shut the door, and sensed something settle within me for the first time in years. Not merely relief, empowerment, and I wasn't surrendering it again.